Here we are, right. So a warm welcome to the holistic therapist community, Susan. I'm Sharon Windle, and Maria Bobanks and Judith Johnson are just thrilled to have you here. And we are going to explore your work, and you are our first guest, so we're very honoured. And we hope that you'll come back again in the future as well when things progress, because I know a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes for Susan Quayle. And if you haven't met Susan, she's the amazing originator of the children's reflexology program. She has so much to tell you, so much to offer the world still, and all new things coming too. So I'll hand over to you, and thank you, Susan. If people come in on this meeting, we'll just let them in, and then everything will be here for people to see afterwards as well. So welcome.
Well, hello, Sharon, and thank you so much for inviting me to be the first person to speak on your lovely concept of bringing therapists in and talking about their work. I think it's just such a great idea. So yeah, I'm Susan. I am the creator of the Children's Reflexology program, and this program came about because in 2009 I trained to be a maternity reflexologist, and I trained with a whole group of other women, and we called ourselves Maternity Reflexology Southwest, MRSW, and it was wonderful. We used to go all over Devon giving treatments to people at fairs and fetes and balloon festivals and anywhere where we could get a stand. And we also, because we were a group, we also did our continuous professional development courses together as well. And every year it came up that we wanted to do a course that would teach us to run classes for parents. And there was never anything there. There was one course, but we didn't want to do that. When one of the girls had already done it, she showed us the stuff and we weren't that impressed with it. So I kept on looking for about 3 years to find a course that I could use. And in the end, I got in touch with my governing body and said, can I just do it anyway? And they said, no, you have to do a course. So I thought, well, there isn't a course, so I'm just going to write my own. And that's why I wrote the Children's Reflexology program. And so I trialed it with one of my maternity clients who got all her mums together. And we did a protocol on sleep, and all the babies fell asleep, obviously, because it's like so powerful, isn't it? And it really worked. It was great, and they all loved it. The mums all loved it. It was a lovely meeting, and it was all great. But I thought this needs something a bit more than just reflexology. So I went away and thought about it a bit, and I don't know, it was probably about half a year later, about 6 months later, I was in the bath and I suddenly had the idea to write this book, The Mouse's House, about a little mouse who is making a nest, and she goes to visit all her friends and they all give her something, but she takes back to her nest and tries it out and then goes off to find another friend until she gets a nice cozy nest. And every friend she went to represented a reflex or a system of the body. Brilliant. And she was the solar plexus. She's the only girl in the whole program. All the others are boys. Gorgeous. And she made her little nest. And then it took me another year to find a publisher. Not publisher, sorry, an illustrator. Well, maybe about 8 months. And then anyway, me and the illustrator put the book together, and about 3 months later, Jessica Kingsley Publishers contacted us out of the blue, totally shocked me beyond belief, and asked us if they could publish my book. Ultimately, obviously, I said yes, and then since then we created another 2 more. So, and they were Mouse's Best Day Ever and Mouse in the Storm, which is a hand reflexology book.
Okay, that's so clever. Yeah. Well done.
Well, this one was for the additional needs course that we created, so that children could give themselves reflexology when they were at school, when they were struggling to cope with their day. They can just go and visit mouse or squirrel or whichever animal it is that they need, or all of them, and help them to transition throughout the day.
That's a wonderful concept. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I must say, I met Susan first time ever when Moss and I were visiting Ireland many moons ago now, actually. And that's where I first met you. And I just thought, what a gorgeous idea for children and babies and mums, because you can all get involved. So where do you actually, just for people who are interested in your lovely concept, what have you actually set up for course-wise to help the community and reflexologists? How does it work?
So how it works is I have created a course. First of all, I created the children's course to go so the mums and children's course that went with the books. And I ran my first one that I ran corresponded with the Jessica Kingsley new book coming out, so that everybody on that first course got a first copy of the book, which was wonderful. But basically and then after that, I thought, well, this is going to be bigger than just me, so I need to make an instructor course. So I created an instructor course, and so that's how everyone else can come and be part of it. You come and become an instructor, and there's a whole load of resources because there's animals, there's colors. Each animal has a color. Each animal has a song, and each animal has a reflex. And some of them even have a system. So you come and do the training, and then you go out and teach this to the people in your community. And it's such a powerful course for you to take out into your communities. I mean, the results that we get are just profound often. Like, for example, we had a mum whose little boy used to get terrible migraines, and he would scream and scream and be sick all night until he fell asleep. And having learned, because we have a protocol for migraines, and having used that on her son, he just fell asleep. So he didn't bother with the screaming and being sick. He just went straight to sleep, and his body knew what it needed, but it just didn't know how to get there because the pain was so powerful. But the reflexology just forewent that, and he just put him straight where he needed to be. So these are the kind of things that you are going to see as an instructor taking this out into the world.
And that's so empowering, isn't it, for parents, especially when their children are sick. It just gives them that.
Yeah. So like, being a parent is such a stress. It can be so stressful. I mean, that's the hardest thing, isn't it? The hardest thing is not being able to help your child when it needs you the most. I remember my son being constipated, and he would going to the toilet was horrific. I would just sit in front of him on the floor, and while he was going to the toilet, giving him reflexology. And I think for him, and this is the other thing you see, is you become a bit of a superhero to your child, because not only are you helping them, but knowing that you're sitting there with them, helping them, and going through it with them gives them so much more courage to deal with it, really.
Absolutely. Brilliant. And I do believe you've now, have you formed the course so it's an online course as well as a face-to-face course? Yeah.
I have. Yes, I have just released my online course. So that's very exciting. I don't really know what to say about it. I'm just so relieved that it's now online. It's great. So so now you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And just get in touch if you're interested. Just get in touch with me, and we'll talk about it.
Beautiful. So, yeah. I just think it's so encouraging that you've got new ideas coming in as well. You've got so much experience in this field. It's just such a pleasure to have you on board, and to show people who have not met you just what's available out there, because as you said, it is so empowering. And I think the idea of becoming an instructor and being able to show all of those mums is just marvelous, because it just spreads it out. And the healthcare these days, because it is geared more to take a pill and let's see how it goes, at least you're right from roots level, like you say, base roots level, you're encouraging an interest in being able to have self-help. It helps the children to grow up with that. That's marvelous, because then it balances it all out too. I just think it's marvelous what you've done. I love the idea of the stories too. Sorry, I love the idea of your stories. I just think that's so clever and engaging for children to have a story that also relates to the body. And of course, their understanding in that direction too. So it's really, really well thought out. So much depth, so much breadth, and I think special. And I think everybody should have your books. And I'm going to have to buy them now because I haven't got them. And we've got grandchildren now. So
well, I'm particularly proud of this one because I discovered quite recently, well, it was a few years ago, but I only discovered it quite recently, that in Doncaster they had this whole thing about reading, and this young girl chose my book as the book that changed her life because it taught her to read.
oh wow,
I
that's
know. It was just
useful.
such a wonderful thing to discover. I was just like, gosh, that's amazing. I was as a mum, reading to my children was like one of the highlights of our day, really. I used to, I loved reading them bedtime stories. So writing a book seemed like a really brilliant way to reach children. I mean, it's all very child focused. This whole course is geared to children. They all relate to the animals. They all love the songs. They get the colors. They love the story, and they do the reflexology. You get 3-year-olds giving mums reflexology. I mean, they pick it up just like that. It's amazing. They're such sponges, so quick. And then they get their friends come round and they're knocking on the door and they're going in and they're saying, how are you feeling today? Have you got a headache? And because there's all protocols for different things, and they go off and they play reflexologists, which is fantastic,
isn't it? And
yeah.
For the types of issues that children are dealing with throughout their young lives, what sort of things is it geared to for assistance? You've mentioned constipation, which can sometimes be very distressing for children, and the migraines, which is again that would be handy as well, also for older children, I would imagine.
It's not just for babies, it's for all children of all ages, yeah. So there's one for allergies, there's one for earache, there's one for teething, there's the pre and post immunization, there's loads of different ones, tantrums, reflux, yeah, lots of ones. Yeah, lots. There's about 13 of them at the moment, and it's growing, so that's growing all the time. So
brilliant. And I was just so good. I don't know if anybody wants to ask Susan any questions at all when you get to see this short interview today. Susan will be more than happy to answer any more questions for the whole course. And I like the idea of the fact that one thing I might want to mention is Susan and I were chatting earlier, and today it's such a mixed curriculum for different reflexologists, what they actually receive in their training and what's omitted. So if it is an area that you haven't had a lot to do with, I think this would give a lot of confidence actually working with especially babies. I know I've learned a lot by working on my newborn grandchild, and they are just exquisite to work on. All the way through. I mean, even to this day, I'm still working on my family, and it's they do learn by osmosis. There's no doubt about it. So I just love what you're doing.
yeah.
So they can come to you too if they just feel a little unconfident regarding reflexology for children. Is that something you can help with?
Well, and I think the course will help with that as well. And I've had mums who are reflexologists who have come and done the course because they are anxious about working on their own children. Because if it's not something that's included in your training, if you're not encouraged to do it when you're learning, it can leave a gap when you get out there in the world and it's something that you haven't actually done. When I did my maternity training, I started working on babies straight away. So I would go into the hospital and I would work on my clients' newborns as soon as they were born. And I do actually have a protocol for newborns that mums can give to their babies as soon as they're born, because the things I observed in doing that was the expulsion of the amniotic fluid from the lungs, the definitely doing a poo and a wee before they are able to leave the hospital. Well, this is going to facilitate that. Definitely the calming down of all the lights and the noise and everything. And after you've treated a baby in a hospital, that baby's asleep and all the others are still screaming. So it's like you have to go around and do them all.
So there you go. There's plenty of scope out there. That's for sure. And I
Yeah.
think possibly even the other place to that you might be able to take it to, I'm sure, would be to go to mother and toddler groups as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you could just have your own, can't you? You can just create your own mother and toddler group, because you know the thing about mums is, if you run a class for mums, they and if you work with mums already, or work with women who are going to have a baby, if you're a maternity reflexologist, mums fall in love with you. People fall in love with you. They don't fall in love with reflexology or whatever it is you're doing. They fall in love with the person that is teaching them, or they're supporting them. And if there's one thing I think that mums need more than ever now, it's support, outside support, because we all live so far away from our families now. So, you know, they don't necessarily have a mum or a support network close to them. And so, you know, we can be that for them, and they need it. They want it. So that's really important, I think. And so, you know, even just having a space where they can come, you know, that's allows them to just, you know, be with you because you make them feel great. That's they'll be wanting more things from you for sure. So you might want to train some other things too.
Absolutely. That's empowering, isn't it? That's the thing. And it's, as you say, we as women and families, it's not just women, but men too, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh
it's
God, yeah. I think
something
men would be
that,
great in this
yeah,
role too. Yeah, absolutely.
dad can get involved on this too. Certainly to
Well,
be.
and male reflexologists as well. Honestly, I think that would be, mums would love that, having a male reflexologist.
Mm. So yes,
Absolutely.
we must remember that. And the beauty of sharing this in the holistic therapist community is that we understand that it's not just reflexologists in the group, it's all therapists, and we're embracing everybody's skills. And this sort of program can be helpful for everybody, and that's what I love about it.
And it is open to everybody, and it's even open to mums. So it's even open to mums who have just had their baby and they don't want to go back to work. So it's open to them as well. It's open to everyone. I think this is this is a grassroots movement that needs to, you know, explode, and it has exploded. Because when I first started, it was really hard to get people interested, because reflexology was just a spa treatment that mums went to the spa and had, and even men didn't really have very much of it. So you know, since I started, it's, you know, I started doing this because there wasn't anything else around when I started doing this, which is why I made it. It's much, there's, you know, it's out there, there's lots of it out there. So yeah,
There is, but not quite like yours.
no,
It's
there's nothing like mine. I think
It's
mine's pretty
quite
unique.
different,
Yeah.
quite unique, and I love and it's the person behind it as well. I just love your work. It's such a pleasure to be able to bring you back to the fore to people who may not be aware of what you do. So it's such a pleasure to do that, and to have you as a guest today in the group, because thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
before I go, I just want to say about one of my dreams that came true with the children's reflexology program, and that was, I always dreamed that I would take it to Norland College, and I did actually manage to do that. I actually took it to Norland College, and after I'd finished the training, my first group, I discovered that the person who had been the head mistress, or the overseer of Norland College, was on the course. She'd been doing it for the last 40 years. She was on my course, which I'm so glad I didn't know before I started.
Wow. And
But
of course, that's the huge college, the college for nannies to train at, isn't it?
well, it's the royal standard, isn't it? So, and it was the most amazing place, amazing. And they were fantastic. It was amazing to go there. Such a dream come true.
Wow. So yes, it's really going places then, isn't it? And I'm sure
Absolutely.
it will fly in future. I really do. I'm going to close it there, Susan, unless there's anything else that you would like to say to everybody before we finish
I
today.
just want to say thank you, and bring your questions. I'm happy to answer them. And if you want to talk about anything, get in touch with me. And thank you, Sharon, and
Welcome.
everybody else involved in this community, for inviting me to come and speak about my work. I'm so grateful.
Well, I know that once we've concluded today, there will be another option, because I know that there are new things coming as well in the future. So
Yeah.
we'd love to have you back to know about your advanced work that you're going to be putting together as well. So that's something for people to look forward to. If you know Susan, or already done Susan's work, and you know the quality of it, you know that there's something new to go to as well. So we'll definitely be seeing you in the future. And thank you so much on behalf of Maria, Judith, and myself, and everybody in the community. Thank you very, very much. And
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. So grateful.
You're welcome.